Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Jack and welcome back to another video. And in this one, I wanted to fast forward through time and skip talking about Black Ops 4 and go straight into Modern Warfare 4 because I know I'm not going to be very popular in this belief and in this commentary that I'm going to do, and some of you guys may feel like roasting me, but please, I just ask you to hear me out for a minute, or should I say for about 10 minutes, and see where I'm coming from. I'm going to start out by saying that I believe that Modern Warfare 4 could be a really good Call of Duty game. Like, really. If you look at the things that Infinity Ward does well, and I'm talking about this Infinity Ward here, and on top of that, there's been a couple of things that have been announced. One of them was a little bit longer ago, one of them was more recent, but when you put everything together, and also with the fact that the amount of effort that the Infinity Ward developers have put into this game, for instance, because even though this game, in the eyes of the community, was a failure, it's also a lesson to them as well. It's feedback, and they can implement that feedback into the next game. And with the amount of, the fact that they supported this game like crazy when it was in its life cycle says a lot to me, especially with the updates, game modes, implementing new weapons, new mission teams, and this game wasn't as popular as the previous games. It's one of the most unpopular Call of Duties, and sadly so in a sense on one hand, because I'm one of the minority that thinks that this game is a much better game than World War II, and is a much better game than Advanced Warfare. I like Advanced Warfare as well, but this one is much better. And there are a couple small little things that this game did better than Black Ops 3. And if they did a couple of those things, if they were to just do a couple other things just as good as well, this game could have been just as good as Black Ops 3, in my opinion. And I know that some of you might want to roast me just for saying that. Some of you probably just want to turn off the video, but hear me out. Now, I've mentioned that this game is the most unpopular Call of Duty probably among the fans, in terms of the hate, in terms of the amount of people playing it and all that kind of stuff, right? Well, Infinity Ward, one of the things that they seem to get done, really, that they seem to do very, very well with their games, at least with my experience, and if you experienced anything different, I'm very sorry, but I'm just talking from my experience here. The connection and the hit detection is pretty damn solid for a game that doesn't have that much of a population in it. And regardless of the time that I play, I always have good hit detection and connection. It's actually pretty rare that I get everybody skipping all over the place everywhere. And if it does happen, I just find a new lobby, or I back out and come back in and continue on, and it's basically not apparent anymore. It's not even a problem anymore. So. And that, as you guys know, is a big deal when it comes to Call of Duty. The connection is everything, especially since we don't have freaking dedicated servers, which we should, and there's absolutely no excuse. But anyway, that's a whole other subject. Now, if the score streaks were better in the game, or if they were stronger, I think this game could have gotten a better reception. And on top of that, they definitely improved on a few things that they did with Ghosts in terms of the pacing of the game. I believe also that one of the things that they did better than Treyarch in this game is the fact, besides the hit detection that I just mentioned, is the fact that the movement, even though it's pretty much a twin of Black Ops 3, it's slightly smoother. With my personal experience, slightly smoother. It feels just a little bit faster. It's not as clunky as it was in Black Ops 3. And it fits really well, and it's really smooth. And as basic as something like that is, I mean, got to give credit where credit is due. We got to look at things from a positive standpoint and say, hey, the glass is half full, not half empty. So let's go a little bit further. What else did they do that was really well? Well, the variety of guns was great, and the fact that you can grind for them was even better. The fact that you can grind for guns, and hopefully they add the same mentality to Black Ops 4, because with World War II you can grind for guns, if I'm not mistaken, and if I'm wrong, please correct me on that. I haven't really spent that much time with the game, and I've already explained that. But to my knowledge, you can grind for weapons in World War II without spending a dime. I guess you can, just get enough keys or whatnot, or salvage or whatever the hell they call it in World War II. And with this game, you can craft weapons out of salvage, and you can get them from supply drops as well. So there's 2 possibilities there, and plus they added the mission teams. They added more mission teams. They added more prestiges. I mean, even though this game didn't have that much of a popularity, they still catered. They still tried to cater to the little amount of people that played this game. And they tried to do things that that basically tried to win people over and say, hey, try our game out, play our game. Because they did a lot of changes. They've added game modes. They did all sorts of different things that a game that was so low in popularity and the amount of players that playing on the game, they could have easily just not even tried. But they did anyway. It's like that mentality, like, okay, fine, this game wasn't well received for whatever reason, or for a multitude of reasons. But you know what? We're going to basically make this game the best that it can be, and this is what we're going to do. And that to me says a lot, and it's a damn good thing. Because developers, all developer could ever want from people is for them to play their game. And these guys absolutely tried their hardest to do that. And on top of that, here's some interesting news of why I also think that Modern Warfare 4 could be great. Check this out. Some of the old Infinity Ward guys that went to Respawn have apparently come back to Infinity Ward. And they've been put in major positions in order to develop Modern Warfare 4, or at least what we think is Modern Warfare 4. So you put guys like that into it, guys that have worked on the original COD 4 and Modern Warfare 2, or maybe even a little bit of Modern Warfare 3 before they called it quits. I'm not sure when exactly it happened, whether it was in the very beginning or towards the middle of development of Modern Warfare 3. But when you put guys like that into it, I mean, Modern Warfare 2 is still considered one of the best Call of Duties to date. And part of the reason why is because it had a little bit of everything in it. I mean, all the weapons were good, everything was strong and powerful. The game just had some balance issues that really needed to be addressed. But they never got addressed because of all the crazy shit that was happening with the old Infinity Ward. So now we have a few of those members back, and I think it's only going to add to the game. It's certainly not going to hurt it. And let's not forget, these guys, these new Infinity Ward guys, or these newer Infinity Ward guys, they've got a good amount of experience under their belt now, and at the same time, they've proven to us, even though we don't see it that way, because sometimes our feelings about the game gets the best of us, realistically speaking. Regardless of what we may view them, the thing is, these guys have shown us that they at least tried. So, we gotta give them a little bit of credit where credit is due. I'm not saying that you should like this game here, Infinite Warfare. I'm not saying that at all. I'm not saying that you guys are wrong and that I'm right. No, I'm simply saying that the next game that they make could really be great, even from a competitive standpoint as well. Because, first of all, unlike some of the other Call of Duty guys, I mean, these guys try to take the best elements, or at least of the few elements of the previous game that made the previous game great, and they kind of put their own little spin on it, as opposed to doing something so different that it takes away from the Call of Duty formula. So these guys have basically learned a lot. They've gotten our feedback from this game. They've gotten our feedback from Ghosts. The next game is obviously going to be a boots on the ground game, and it could be great. And the thing is, even Modern Warfare 3 got a lot of hate. But right now, because of everything that we've been through, and with all the different games that we've seen lately, we've gone through Advanced Warfare, Infinite Warfare, Black Ops 3, and now World War 2. Everybody loves Modern Warfare. It seems to love Modern Warfare 3 more than they did when the game was out. Especially the guys that seem to hate it. All of a sudden, right now, Modern Warfare 3 is like a fresh breath of air. So this next game, Modern Warfare 4, or whatever it's going to be called, has potential. When you look at it from all the positive aspects, it has potential. And I don't think I've even covered everything in this video, but I wanted it to be short and sweet. And I know that I may get a lot of hate for this. I know that there may be tons of dislikes on this video, but what I believe I believe this to be true. This is how I feel, and I hope that what ends up, I'm not going to hold my breath with Call of Duty anymore, because obviously we've all been screwed over here and there, mainly because of Activision. But the thing is, when you look at it from all the positive aspects, then this next game could be great. And I think we should give it a shot. And I don't and let's not make the same mistake that I did and hate on the game before even giving it a fair shot. So, but then once I did, I appreciated it. So, but anyway, guys, that's all I got for this one. I hope you enjoyed the gameplay and the commentary. I know that you might disagree or have a difference of opinion, but I'm sure that there's a few things that you'll probably see that I've discussed in this video that you can at least see where I'm coming from. And let's hope for the best. And as always, if you enjoyed the gameplay and the commentary, let me know. And if you didn't, let me know what I can do to make my videos better. I'll catch you guys on the next one.